So I don't got to tease the bangs.
No, we all good.
Hey,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I'm giving her locks.
Tristan, I need to see you on Sunday, February 19th at the Loc Convention. You got to take this Loc learning course, bro.
The lock learning course?
The Loc learning course. You got to get your girls together.
They could do better than me?
Yeah.
We could do way better than that, man. Let me show you how to get your ladies right, man.
Yeah, man, listen to her.
It's the 19th, at 12 o'clock. You know, we're going to have a follow-up at 3, giving all the game about all locks and stuff. I need to see you there.
What date? What's the date?
It's February 19th.
February 19th.
And I think y'all just trying to steal my clients.
You
Come
know
on,
what?
girl.
Hey, you and your client. I hope to see y'all at the Loc Convention. February 19th. Upstairs. Watt Avenue Country Club. Bro, I'm through with this shit.
Show. Yes, world. What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Buddy Ramming.
It's your boy D-Rock the mic. Keep you laughing all night.
And we are back at it, y'all, with another episode of the Funny Bidness Podcast. And you know, like we do before we get this interview started, I need you to like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on all of our social medias at Funny Bidness, and that's included the Patreon page.
And make sure you leave a comment at the bottom. And if you like something we say or do in the video, make sure you go ahead and cut it, put it on your page, tag us so we can put it on ours.
Yes, sir. So without further ado, D-Rock, you ready to get this interview started?
Yeah, I feel like this is a necessary interview.
Yeah, we're not at the normal setup, you know what I'm saying? We taking the Funny Bidness Podcast on the road and shit like that. So without further ado, we're gonna let our special guest introduce herself.
Hey, world. My name is Shana. I own Twisted Lock Lounge located in northern Sacramento off Marconi and Fulton. Gonna let y'all know about this lock game.
There you go. All right. Like we said, this is a needed interview because I'm in a shop where my hair needs to be done. So we're glad to have you here. We're glad to meet you. As soon as I walked in, they talked about me. So, you know, I'm feeling some type of way a little bit. But
I need you to come back and get, that good hands.
Put us up on the dreadlock game to keep ours healthy, because I didn't. That's why mine's a shit ball right now, because I didn't take care of mine. So I was like, I had to. It was time to let it go.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So put us up on game on how to keep our.
Buddy was stressing about how the hell to keep his locks. You know, to keep them right. That's what happens.
So, this is a very lucrative business right now. I feel like the lock game is very live, well, and kicking, especially when it comes to our people. So it's just a form of strength. If you ask me, a form of strength, a form of confidence, and it's just something that we rocking a lot more now. So creating this shop was something that I've been wanting to do. I love making people feel confident in their skin, and making them look good is a way to do that. So that was the goal. I feel like maintaining them, it's not hard. You just got to have a nice loctician with some good fingers, because everybody can't do locks. Or it seems easy. It seems like it's not a hard thing to do, but it's still an art to it,
Yeah.
So definitely having somebody that has that art behind it, and not just doing it for fun or to make some money, but really have a heart and a passion for it. So that makes a big difference, keeping your locks moisturized. Don't color them. I know I got fresh color, but sometimes it does break off your locks. So just keeping them healthy, keeping them moisturized, keeping them hit not too often. You want to wait at least a month and a half, so you ain't overworking your scalp or over twisting your roots. So just taking time, being patient, and loving on them like you would do your girl.
There you go. All right.
Some love on it.
Love your locks like you
saying?
love your lady. That's how we do it.
Now, was this something that you just learned as you were growing up, or is this something that you went to school for? How did you start off in this?
So I did my first set of locks. I met a girl from the Bay when I was in the 10th grade. And I was braiding at school. You couldn't tell me nothing. $20 on a lunch break, getting it in. Thought I was balling. What, 2-3 heads? I had $60. Like, what? Okay. She came from the Bay, asked me if I wanted to learn how to do locks, showed me how to do locks. It was on. So I started when I was in high school. I would say like 10th, 11th grade. I started doing it just at school. My first job was at a shop, which was, it's always been a passion of mine. I did a lot of braids too, but it was braids and locks. And then more recently, I just had no desire for braids no more. It was just straight locks. So I cut the braids off my list of services, and I just focused straight on locks. I don't know if it was because I had them, or I just had more of a passion, more of a creative mind behind it, but I just didn't have no desire for braids no more. So solely went to locks.
So the same time you learned was the same time you started yours?
No, I started mine in 2014.
Okay.
And I learned, I know I look kind of young, look like a young 10 out here, but I graduated in 04. So it was a good 10 years later when I started mine. 10, 11, 12. You know, I learned in high school, but really mastering it, I'll say I did like 10 years later.
Okay, sure. And how long you been rocking with the shop?
So I started the shop, it was 2 years in August.
Okay.
So I just had my 2-year anniversary about, 6 months ago. We heading on to our 3rd year, so that's a blessing.
Congratulations.
Whoop.
That's dope.
And I just started in another shop. I had a really dope mentor who really just showed you how to really run a shop properly. Some of the care that you put into it, the people, because they make a difference. I'm with them more than anybody. My life, my home, my daughter, my mama. So really getting along, having a good dynamic between the stylists, and it's a beautiful thing. I like it. I enjoy it.
Okay. Now you say you met a girl from the Bay Area. Are you originally from Sacramento? Where are you from?
Sacramento, man.
Okay.
9-1 sexy.
Sure.
It's so funny. Everybody always think I'm from the Bay. No, I'm from Sac. I'm from right here.
We just have a dope, like Sacramento people and Bay Area people just have dope vibes. They're just fine.
You can never tell. You never tell. Well, you can tell, but sometimes you can.
Yeah, sometimes you can. It's so funny, but yeah, no, I'm from Sacramento, California, man.
Okay. So, who are some of your inspirations that you kind of looked up to, or maybe people that you saw with locks was like, yo, I want to grow mine and be like them, or you just want to do hair because of them, or something like that?
Well, I guess now that, like with social media, I would say there's a lot of locticians that I admire their work. But I want to say my first inspiration was probably Guapale. When she came out with the Closer to My Dream, watching her video. And of course, I've seen locks a lot, but that was my first like, ooh, I want locks. Like, I really like locks. And from there, I started to do them more. And over time, it was just like, I couldn't think of nothing else I wanted to do with my hair. I didn't want to braid it. I didn't want to get a weave. I didn't want to do that no more. It was just like, rock your crown. And then learning the importance of it too, made it that. But yeah, the passion just grew over time, I would say.
Have you ever been to like a hair show?
Oh yeah, speaking of being the one, I'm throwing one. Okay, I threw one last year. I had a lock hair show. I would say that's the first I heard of. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I would create something dope to me. Just a event where people with locks or colored people with locks, my chocolate, my melanated, skin tones and locks. I just felt like it wasn't really much that catered to us. So tried to do something to reach out to the lock community, and it turned out great. We did a lock hair show. We just had a bunch of other stuff included with it. We had Tristan and Lance doing some of the comedy there. I had spoken word, singing, just a whole bunch of entertainment, and everybody had locks besides Tristan. Besides Tristan. He had to throw in his lock wig, you know what I'm saying? But everybody had locks, so that was a beautiful thing. And it just turned out it was a bunch of us in a good atmosphere. It was love. It was beautiful. It was a lot of locks. It just turned out really, really dope. Okay. So we're running it back again this year too.
Okay, sure.
Okay. You having like people like show off their locks, like walk down a runway or something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So we have styling chairs. So just like the chairs in the salon, people could rent out a chair and do locks at the show. They could style locks, retwist the whole head, whatever they like to do, promote their business, but they have that styling chair. And then the other people signed up to actually participate in the lock hair show. Okay. And so they did, a number of clients, and they have them showing them off, doing a type of performance, and, walking down the aisle, showing them off. We also like to highlight. It's a lot of locticians that come too, which I think is beautiful, having a bunch of people in that same field. So we point out locticians, point out dope lock styles, and just try to show recognition. So people, if you don't have a loctician, you can find one. If you're interested in locks, we got information for you. Just trying to shed light.
Okay. I ain't gonna want to be a model. If y'all be doing like, y'all gonna touch my hair, I want to model for y'all. I want to walk down the runway.
You need to.
Yeah,
it's about that time.
You be like a before and after type of like a before and after type of thing and shit like that. That's what you do. Like you go out the runway before, and then you come back like afterwards. Like, yo, look at what Dredge shaking this shit. Well, I can't do it, but what I mean. If I had them, they'd be shaking.
But we ain't talking like the hair shows we be seeing like on the movie with Monique.
But yeah, we talk about like you've been talking about the hair shows.
I have, but it was like, so last year I think it wasn't as like the Monique and everything, like, because it was the first year. I feel like people were just getting a feel for it, but this year I feel like it's gonna be real nice. Like at the last one, there was people doing hair on stage. They had their big king crown chairs doing hair on stage, showing them off, and revealing crowns and all these things. We didn't have no shoe on the head. We didn't have a Jordan on the head. But we gonna have some like, you know, some extravagant, different styles that people don't see too often. Yeah. You know, just some dope work.
That's cool. Okay. That's real dope.
It's gonna be a vibe.
All right, so it's gonna be a vibe.
A vibe.
So can you kind of break it down for people maybe that's out there looking to maybe do what you do, maybe one day own a business? What does it take to run a business or run a hair business? Let's say that.
It takes patience. It takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. It takes a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of time away from your kids. Or my child, I only have one, but a lot of time away from her. Just building, you know, that building is crucial. But once you build, it's a beautiful thing because now it's like you can kind of kick back and not do so much, and I have to put in so much work because things are consistent now. You know, until it's consistent, I feel like you really got to stay down. Like people always say, stay down. You really got to stay down. Yeah. Because it takes a lot of hard work, and a lot of people always want that instant, oh, I don't got it. It takes a long time to build up clientele. Yeah. That does not happen overnight. You know, even if you have dope work, it still takes time. So really just being patient and willing to sacrifice for what you, where you really want to be.
Yeah, makes sense. And in here, how many people do you have working for you right now at this time?
Well, I don't consider them working for me, but I do have 5 ladies in the salon. We kind of like we're our own boss. You know, I feel like I'm the owner of the apartment complex, and they rent out their own apartments. You know, they got boost, and you know, everyone's their own business. So I do have 4 or 5 girls. One is currently out right now on maternity leave, but I do have 4 other girls that constantly come in here, and they're all super saucy. Anybody at Twisted Lock Lounge is amazing. So, you know, regardless if you go to me or any of the other girls in there, it's going to be a blessing to your scalp.
Okay. What's like an average day, like up at the lock shop? You know, like I understand, like you know how it's like up at the barber shop.
Oh, it's like the male barber shop. We lit. Yeah. We lit. Everybody love it here. We have to send them in back home. You know, hey, you can't kick it up here. You can't kick it up here. Nah, it's so really, it's fun.
We're like VIP up here.
Yeah, y'all is VIP. Y'all big right now. No, but it's fun. Like we all talk mess. We love to laugh. We listen to some good music, and we have them good conversations and typical conversations that they have in the salons.
Okay.
See, that's where it get kind of weird because it always has to be one dude up in here getting his hair done. So you guys
a
whole bunch of females.
Shit, or he agreed with your heat.
But you gotta understand, we like different kind of females too. So it's like they love it here. Like we have great conversation. Men get enlightened here. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I could imagine
we helping. We helping with relationships and you know what I'm saying, how to treat, what you supposed to do on Valentine's Day, how you supposed to give gifts. You know, we be helping with a lot of stuff. So, but outside of that, you know, we of course have our days where we ain't so nice to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
See, we gotta have another interview where we have all the females that work in here, all in here. We talk to them. We get some real insight. Yeah. That'd be good.
That's funny. But we do. We talk a bunch of shit, and we just have fun. You know, it's a fun environment. I must say, I like working here over anywhere else. I'd rather get up and come to this shop than to go to any other job every day. Yeah. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You make your own hours. You do your craft. You listen to whatever music, you know, and I still keep it respectable, but listen to music you want to listen to. I create the vibe, so you know. And
did you ever have another 9 to 5 before this?
Absolutely.
What were some of the other jobs?
This wasn't my niche. My last job before starting to work in a shop was at Apple. That was a good job. Oh, okay. If I was gonna work anywhere else, that was a beautiful place to work at.
In the Bay Area, like the headquarters, or just the store?
Nah, I worked in not the store. I worked in headquarters, but it was in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
So it was in Laguna, off Laguna. Okay. And I did actually, like, you know how you got the app on your iPhone to find my iPhone? Mm-hmm. I removed the activation lock on the back end. I helped create that department. So that was a beautiful thing. I enjoyed it, but it don't overthrow like having your own. Like, I would never go back to work for nobody else no more. That's out.
And was this like something that was like, I'm quitting and I'm just going to go for everything I got right here? Or was it like I stacked up before I left?
I was actually let go. You know, unfortunately. But what I created in my mind, I always did hair, and I enjoyed doing hair. I was also selling clothes. I have my brand, Authentic Queens. I was doing this when I was at Apple, and I was also doing hair just on the side. And once that happened, I was like, you know what? If I can make working for myself work, I'm never going to work for anybody else. And so I got a store. I have the clothes in there. And then, you know, I feel like clothes are good, but it's just not consistent. It's cool. It's just not consistent enough to pay bills and replenish itself. So it was like I started to have to figure something out in the meantime. So I started doing hair again, and it just blew for me. Then a lady, the last shop I was at, Exquisite You, the owner had posted a post online saying they needed a braider and loctician. And they already were following me because I sold them clothes before. So they was like, she said she wanted to meet with me, met with me, said she really liked me. I started working there. Less than 2 years later, I got this.
It's a blessing right there.
Yeah. I told her when we sat down, she was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I was like, owning my own salon. And she was like, oh, okay. And 2 years later, it wasn't even 2. Well, October would have made 2 years, and I came here, and I wouldn't say like June, July, but to officially open the doors, it was that August. So, yep.
True hustler right there. I'm telling you. That's
Oh,
what you
yeah.
gotta be.
Yes. All around.
Got
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so you say 5 years, you got a 5-year plan. Now, what is your, I don't know, 5 to 10 year plan from now? Where do you see yourself?
I see myself being like the Napstar of the West Coast.
Okay.
Like how I just think that she's definitely built her platform. She did an amazing job. And there's a lot of other locticians and lock salons that have done well too, but she really stands out to me just because of her entrepreneurship, her business mind. She's very, very creative and does a lot. And I would love to be known all over California. Celebrities come to me, or even delegating that to some of the staff, you know, and kind of kicking back and being the delegator behind everything. Just, you know, but I want to have several salons. I want to have another salon in a different location. I want to do seminars. I want to show up to different places. I want to be known for locks, and I want to kind of just rest in that.
And are you thinking like franchising it, like using the name everywhere, or changing the name of different places?
I would probably keep it like this. I don't know too many lock lounges. When I did this, I felt like that was something that I came up with. I haven't heard of another lock lounge. Well, I heard another one now, but at the time, that was the only one that I heard of. So I was trying to keep that going with something different. You know, they have lock shops, but you ain't heard of a lounge before. You could lounge, kick back.
That's
you
true.
know.
This is. If you could see the whole room, tell you it's popping.
It's just like in this lounge, we chilling. Yeah, we did in the
Yeah.
back here. We was sipping a little bit last time we was up here.
Oh yeah, we got that. See, that's how y'all know y'all was really VIP, because we got them VIP services too, where you can sip and really relax, have your own suite on separate space. So, just creating better services and just keeping it going.
Okay.
Staying saucy in the craft.
Yes.
So what would you say to people maybe that's looking to maybe dye their hair, put color in their hair? What
made you want to go
benefits
purple?
And, what's the benefits and what's the downfalls of that?
Well, I wanted to go purple because purple is my favorite color.
Okay.
It's royalty, you know.
Yeah.
And then that was the theme for the convention, which, we the royal people, so royalty, I always loved purple. And I did it before, I think it also goes great with chocolate, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That slide in. And then, but I would just say, coloring your locks, make sure you go to someone that specializes in color. You don't want to do color too often. I know I've colored them a few times in the past. I know it's like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, I did do another color. So I felt like with the purple, it was a little bit of breakage, but I think it was just from the bleach before. Not really sure, but I would just say go to somebody that specializes in locks and coloring locks and not just color. Because coloring regular hair and coloring locks is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you go to somebody that knows what they're doing with locks. And I would say just don't do it too often. Do it once, kind of let it rest there. If you do, give it some time, give it years. Don't do it back to back, because you're risking, the health of your hair, for real.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I got a few more questions. I ain't gonna lie. What was?
I know. I was gonna say,
I
but D-Rock, I let D-Rock roll with it because he the dread. He got the lock, so he let him take it over. But let me say before we do, give a shout out to our sponsors, Simbi Taxes. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all it is tax season. So if y'all need y'all taxes done, holla at Simbi Taxes right there, because you know what they say. What's the rule, D-Rock?
If you don't do your taxes, you going to jail. Let's keep it buck. You going to jail.
You got a tax person?
I do.
You do? Okay, so
exactly.
that's a smart business owner right
Get
there.
your hair touched up before you go to jail, because you're going to jail. Just want you to know that. But,
so now let D-Rock.
But yeah, back to what we were saying though. All right, so you were braiding hair, you were doing locks. Before you even got to ninth grade, what was your dream doing hair? What was your dream growing up? Was it something you really wanted to be, or something you was interested in? Was you a singer?
I would say when I was younger, I think when I got out of high school, I just, went through a rough little time. But when I was young, I ran track all the time. So I really wanted to run track. I wanted to be a track star. Like, that was my goal. I wanted to be like Jackie Jordan-Kersee or like I wanted to be a track. I love track. That was my niche. That was my field. That was what I was good in. And then I got to high school and had no desire for track anymore until I couldn't do it. Like senior year, I had already messed up. I went to an all-white school, didn't really care for the school, didn't have the grades, didn't have the attendance, and then realized like, dang, I really want to. I done waited too late, kind of thing. Gave it up. So now I'm just pushing my daughter. Now she gonna be the next one. She gonna be the next Shakari. You know what I'm saying? She coming. But yeah, that was my desire as a kid, and I think after I didn't really know when I was in high school and fresh out of high school what I wanted to do. I think that was just a time where I was all over the place, moving and grooving, being bad, out in the streets, not going to school, not doing a lot of stuff. So that desire went away until I got grown, you know.
That makes sense. What was your races back then?
I was a sprinter, 100, 200, 4x1, long jump, 4x4,
with the
400.
I was a field nigga. I was throwing
like he was throwing shot put. I was like, you look like
I was that. Yeah.
That's what I did. I did that, but only because like it was the first event that they did. So I just did that and got that shit out the way. I was like, we chilling now.
I did that. I did track 1 year, my senior year.
Yeah.
They made me do the Fat Man relay. I was smoking nigga.
Oh, you was moving?
Yeah, I thought I was. They showed me on camera though. That boy was slow.
That was embarrassing.
Bricks in my shoes was slow. But you know, it's all good. You know, but do track and field. That's a good thing to try. That's good.
Beautiful thing. It's a black sport. A lot of sports is black, but that's a good one.
That's right. Now, who we gonna kind of switch it up? We gonna get off of here. Who's your music? What type of music you like listening?
What y'all be vibing to up here, y'all?
I ain't gonna lie, we got a lot of vibes. It just depends on the day, it depends on the time. Sometimes we be thugging, sometimes it's just real smooth R&B, sometimes we old school. I say what we listen to the most, I would say like R&B and old school. I still love to hear a Mary J. Blige. I love to hear Anita Baker. You know, I like a lot of old school, and then don't get it messed up, you can put on some Babyface Ray, some Peasy, but them is after hour music. You know, when it's about 4, 5 o'clock, that's when we get to throwing that on.
Make it happen. But
a lot throughout the day, we real chill and vibe, especially because I get a lot of like I have a lot of older clients and children, so you know, we try to keep it real appropriate.
So what do you think of your daughter's music? Because I realize kids nowadays, the music
trifling. Oh my God, her music is trifling, and the sad part is she be putting me up on songs. Horrible. Yeah. But it's trifling. I just listen to some of the artists, and I be really having to turn that shit off. Like, bruh.
Terrible.
Yeah, and then with the TikToks and all of that, it's like, sometimes it's a beautiful, because she'll sing a song. I'm like, bro, what you know about this song? But then when she sing a song, I'm like, bro, what you know about this song? Like, it just depends on which one. But I don't like their music. I don't like a lot of the stuff that they listen to.
We become them old heads now.
Yeah, it don't have no meaning.
Like, you know, like when B101 is playing like our music, or like when we're like, shit.
We the old, that's the old school music now, bro. We artists and shit I grew up to on 101 like this. They playing Pac on 101.
They go from Pac to Mac Dre like at 11 in the morning. I'm like, oh shit.
That's how you know.
That's what
right.
I guess I'm feeling myself all the way to work. Let's do this.
My nephew, he plays a guy called. One guy is called Shitty Boys. That's their names, like literally. And he think they some of the hardest rappers out.
Where are they
Shitty
from?
Boys.
I think they're from the Bay.
Shitty Boys.
I'm gonna look them up. We're gonna find out the exact area they from. But he been slapping that music for like the last 2 months. We almost fought today because I was like, bro, turn this shit off.
You know, my daughter, her favorite rapper, and I can't say he bad, but he just cried too much to me. I mean, I like Broadway, but he's a crier, bro. He's like the emotional thug, bro. Like,
it seems like these rappers are way more emotional, telling a lot of their feelings. It talks about a lot of feelings on this.
It's either a lot of feelings or a lot of fronting. Trying to act like they don't.
I miss the old times, man. You know,
well, we just lied about the shit.
Yeah, you never knew the real truth, or if they were real,
y'all was good at lying though.
Some were good back in the day.
Yeah,
man,
you right. If we didn't know you, it was good.
Especially on social media, we couldn't really find out your life.
Yeah,
we was living off the lies.
I guess it's true. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because with the way of the world now and how them cameras is, everything getting busted out.
Yeah, man, for
everything.
Real. I ain't wasting no time.
Everything. I
don't record nothing. I'm telling you.
And these kids, they record everything.
Yeah, they do. Like it's normal.
Oh yeah. Shit, even some of the adults, horrible. You see somebody get hurt, they pulling out their phone instead of calling 911 to record. Like, oh, look at this, instead of dialing, you know what I'm saying, the police, get some help.
That's why I won't get in a fight. Can't fight. I won't do it.
Oh yeah.
Take that risk of me squaring up with somebody, they knock me out on the camera.
And it's on camera. Oh, you ain't never outliving that one.
Nope.
I can't even be a comedian no more. I have to give up my life. That's over.
That joke is never gonna fail.
Come on now. I step on stage, all you gonna hear him say is,
You got to
knocked out.
Yeah. He was asleep.
Yeah, you was sleepy. All right, I'm off. Feel me?
Now cut the cameras. Cut it.
For real. Okay,
That
so before we end this, we like to do our Mount Rushmore. So,
Okay.
who is your Mount Rushmore? Is it 4 people or 5? I always forget. It's 4.
Oh,
Who are your 4 rappers, R&B, any person you like to listen to, 4 of all time?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
I would definitely say. I mean, I brought up Mary. I can't take Mary back. Mary for sure.
Okay.
A rapper, I would definitely say Nip.
Okay.
Babyface Ray, one of my faves. R&B. Who do I really enjoy R&B? You know who I love that I feel it was so slept on at a point in time? Joe.
Ooh, yeah, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Joe still got some bangers, and people be sleep on Joe. But Joe, I would say I can name a few more. Joe, Kim, OG. You know, some good love making music. When you want to make up with some of that Kim on. Sade.
Yeah.
My girl, can't go wrong. And yeah, them is who I would definitely say is my tops. Rapper, of course, you can't. Pac, always, can go back to a Pac. We were just slapping Pac yesterday. But got them my tops.
I'm good. I'm doing good choices. I rarely hear anybody, mention Nip, so that's good to see that he's in somebody's list.
Yeah.
That was trifling.
R&B. And when you said slept on, I ain't gonna who I thought you was gonna say?
Who?
NDRE. I haven't heard nobody say her name in a
She
long
go crazy
time.
too.
And she used to have hits back in the day, but I ain't really heard her make no music lately.
Yeah, she got some fire. I think, and I need to add her to the rotation. Good looking.
I got
because I ain't listened to her in a little minute. But yeah, NDRE, she's a soulful, just dope all around individual too. She raw.
She dope. But buddy, you wanna send us out? You wanna close us out a little bit?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it, bro. That was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That was another episode of the Funny Bidness podcast. Before we do head up out of here, you know what they say, man. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all of our social media at Funny Bidness, including our Patreon. And if you need your taxes done, holla at Simply Taxes, because you know what they say.
If you don't do your taxes, you're going to jail. Also, we like to give a shout out to our other sponsor, the Popcorn Lady. We ain't got none of her stuff with us today, but shout out to the Popcorn Lady for always being down and holding us down and making some of the best popcorn out here in Sacramento.
And before they close it out, make sure y'all come to the Loc Convention. It's this Sunday, February 19th, man. Come get some of this good wisdom when it comes to locks, some of this good visual when it comes to our melanated people. It's going to be some beautiful men, beautiful women in the building, Come on out. Come support.
It's here. Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at Country Club, the event hall upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, shoot.
3 to 7.
I'm going to might have to pull up on that. I'm going to try to come after I get off.
Trying to get some stitches in this time or something.
Man, we're gonna send you out right.
They
Everybody
gonna
can
braid your
what's
scalp.
up.
They gonna get you right.
Get me right there, for sure.
Add some stitches to that thing. You gonna walk out looking like me, bro.
Put that top ramen on your head and cut it up. Get you right, brother. But go ahead and give them all your social medias, everything they can reach you at, see you at.
Instagram, twisted_lock_lounge. Facebook, Twisted Lock Lounge. Website, twistedlocklounge.com. Just look for Twisted Lock Lounge. We out here.
That's right, man. And we appreciate y'all watching us. Make sure you support black businesses so we can support you back.
Yes, y'all. And we are out.